Hello there, what's up? My name's Commando and I thought I would just make a little video on my thoughts on the Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega match from Wrestle Kingdom 12. It's the only match I watched out of the show. It's not because I don't want to watch the stuff, it's just there's so much wrestling. WWE takes enough of my time, and by the time, if I watch that and then I watch this as well, it's like 5-6 hours or something. It's just too much. But I did have some free time today, so I probably could have watched the whole show, but I don't really want to. It's just too much. But I wanted to watch the Jericho match because I'd seen everything that had happened in the build up to it, so I was kind of intrigued by what was going to go down there, and I liked it. I thought it was a very good match, a very enjoyable match, a lot of action. I think Jericho is so good as a heel, as this sort of vicious heel. We've seen like in the lead up to it, he's very aggressive and very I don't know how to explain it, but he's very dominant, I would say. He's giving people middle fingers, attacking the referees and the camera people and what have you. He's just I like it. I think it's awesome. But yeah, the match was really good. Great action, start to finish. It lasted like, what was it? It says here 34 minutes 36 seconds. It didn't feel like that. That time flew by. That was a very easy to watch and very enjoyable match. Whereas if you go to WWE, where they have the most exciting hour on TV, 205 Live, woo, where they have a match that is 90% rest holds, and I'm sitting there bored out my fucking skull for the entire show, waiting for a good match to happen, and it never, very rarely happens. Like, these guys are all talented wrestlers, but WWE has just restricted them and watered them down to shit. And that just pisses me off. That's what pisses me off about 205 Live. Like, that show could have been great, and it could have showcased these guys as phenomenal wrestlers, and they don't. They just reduce them to rest holds and pish. I'm like, how is this entertaining? Like, TJP returned this week against Tozawa or something. Like, if that happened at NXT or outside of WWE, that would be like an awesome match. But nah, let's just sit there and do rest holds for 90% of it, and then the last 2 minutes we'll let them do some action. Whew, so exciting. Anywho's, but this match was great. I really liked it. There was some blood used. Jericho was very violent with the chairs. There was you went through a table, but the tables are a lot thicker than the WWE tables that they use. It's a big, thick, chunky looking thing, and Jericho, he went through it off. I think it was off like a drop kick or something, or maybe a steel chair off the face. I can't remember. It was something happened where he was on the turnbuckle, like on the top rope, and he got hit, and then he almost fell, and he somehow caught himself, which I thought was incredible. But he had a chair in his hand, and he got drop kicked from the chair. Let the chair go and then grabbed onto the ropes and held on, and then I think he got drop kicked, or possibly the V trigger, that knee that Kenny Omega uses, and then he went through the table. That was a very cool spot. The sickest spot for me, because I thought something dangerous or nasty was going to happen, was like Omega was on the turnbuckle and Jericho was like punching at him or something, or was a way to do something, and then Omega slipped out and then shoved him up, and I thought, oh my god, because Jericho's knees like hot the ropes a bit, and I thought, oh my god, this is gonna just be nasty. And then his face went into the big like rectangular turnbuckle pad things that they have. I don't know if that's just straight up padding. I would imagine so. I doubt there would be any steel or anything in there. But that looked pretty nasty, and eventually ended with Omega hitting his finishing move. I believe he calls it the one-winged angel. As I said, I don't really follow this enough to know everything about it. And he hit that onto the chair and got the win. It was a very, very good match. I really enjoyed it. And Jericho's sticking with New Japan because I read that he attacked, might not be pronouncing this right, but he attacked Tetsuya Naito. I think that's how you say it, I don't know. He attacked him. They'd been sort of going at each other, like in interviews and stuff, the last sort of weeks leading up to this, like claiming each other was the main event of the show. So he's attacked him, and they'll likely be having a feud. So Jericho's going to stick with him and have another match. So it's cool. It's different. It's it's good to I think that this is a something that's going to help New Japan a lot, because, well, I would have never watched this match if it wasn't, for Jericho. I wouldn't have watched any of it. And the only reason I don't know if I mentioned it, but I watched the 6-star match from last year, the last Wrestle Kingdom between Omega and Okada, and because I was like, well, I have to watch this. People were just going nuts about it, saying it was the greatest match ever. Well, no, it wasn't for me. I didn't think it was the greatest match ever. It wasn't good at all, in my opinion. Yeah, it was good, but it wasn't that good. It was nowhere near the greatest match ever. I was watching it and I'm waiting, like, what's going to happen here that's going to make this the greatest match ever? And nothing happened that led to that, in my opinion. Just me, I didn't think it was as good as people said it was. I've seen better matches. So I didn't get my hopes up when people were, sort of praising this. The praise wasn't obviously to that extent, but people were saying it was a great match, and I was interested, but I didn't get my hopes up. But yeah, I really liked it. Like, just watching the promo thing before the match, like the entrances and stuff, I thought it was really cool. I was like, I'm really interested in this. I'm really interested to see what's going to go down here. And I just really enjoyed it. It was good. So yeah, I just thought I would share my thoughts on it. Just a little video about it. And like I said, I didn't finish my thought. I think this is going to help New Japan a lot. Like apparently the ticket sales boosted once this whole Jericho thing happened, and so obviously he's helped him a lot. Gain some more exposure, and they also said in the commentary that tens of thousands of people have subscribed since this Jericho match was announced. So clearly Jericho helped them out a bit here, which is good for them. And something else that surprised me was last year when New Japan had that show in America, and it sold out really quickly and it got a lot of praise. I think it surprised me because I didn't think that it was as big a deal, as that, but clearly it is. Clearly people are interested in it and want to see more of it. So, and there's another show happening this year. So, hey, best of luck to them. I could see 5 years from now, I could see New Japan being a much bigger deal and having a bigger presence in America, and could easily be seen. I think you could probably say it's the number 2 promotion in wrestling right now. I don't think there's nothing else comes close to that, I would say. And you can't say that TNA or anybody's drawing, what was it, 44,000 was the attendance for the Wrestle Kingdom. Well, TNA ain't never gonna do that, and that's coming from someone who used to love TNA 10 years ago. TNA was in my opinion better than WWE at times 10 years ago, but they're a shell of their former selves now. I still watch them, but just isn't the same as it was a decade ago. Hogan ruined them. So yeah, I think I could definitely see New Japan being a bigger deal. You always see in these articles and stuff, people are like, oh well, as I was reading just before this, like they've had enough with WWE and they're cutting out Raw and that, and they're going to watch more New Japan and what have you. It's better wrestling, better action for them. And I can't really disagree on the action side of things. That match was great, and I heard great things about the other matches. There was like a fatal 4-way for the junior heavyweight championship. Apparently it was really good. So yeah, there's a lot of great action happening there. So like I said, I definitely see good things in the future for New Japan, but it's not something I can commit to, because by the time I caught up with WWE, it's just enough. And I can't really quit on WWE. I've been with them so long, it's kind of hard for me to just say no. It would take something major for me to just say no and just stop. I don't know what it is, but it would take something major for me to just simply not continue watching, because I want to see these people succeed. Or you've followed these people for so long, you can't really give up on them. I'm that kind of person, so it would take something major for me to just be like, nope. I mean, I quit the WWE games because I had enough of those. They just pissed me off. They were shit. So if it got to that stage where it was utter shit, then maybe I would quit and watch something else. But like I said, it would take something serious. But that's it. It's kind of rambled on a bit here. That's my thoughts on the match. I hope you liked it. Feel free to tell me what you thought. And also, I appreciate all the comments I got on my update thing that I did. But it's also kind of part of the problem as well. I knew that I got a feeling that would happen. Maybe not to that extent, but when I make a video like that and then all of a sudden there's all these people commenting, I'm not being rude, but I'm like, well, where are these comments, you know, when I'm uploading these videos? You know, that's kind of the issue I have there. Like, I appreciate everything everybody said and all the support I got, but it's like, well, where are you when I'm posting all this stuff like, oh, you got great content or whatever, or you're a great channel and all this stuff, and I love your stuff or what have you, but I'm like, well, I never see you comment. I never get comments, so, you know, I'm not being rude, I'm just simply saying, you know, you're not really following through there with what you're saying. Anyways, that's the video done. I'm going to open up my wrestlers and I'll record some of that and upload that at some point. But that's my little video. That's my thoughts on the thing. I gave some thoughts on some other stuff as well. Tell me whether you agree or disagree. There goes the old screen being a ferret. And I'll see you later. Bye.